Hi all, Dmitry is here, and here will be first video in format like this in my channel. In this video I will assemble this Chinese musical Tesla coil. So it's a small Tesla transformer with sound input, and as they say, it can act as a speaker. So let's try to assemble and test it. This will be a first assembling video on the channel, and this is kind of experiment, so things can go wrong. Don't judge me. Let's try. So what do we have here is a bunch of elements, a board, coil itself, audio cable, and some heat sinks with thermal interface. So it should be pretty easy, I guess. Let's try to build it. Let's start with the transistors. I'm not sure if there are FETs or they are bipolar ones. I'm not familiar with this thermal interface, so maybe I will do this wrong, but let's try. It's not easy to open. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should use normal thermal grease here. I'm not sure, and it looks like it's sticky from the one side, but oh yes, and there is a paper from the other side, so it's kind of sticky thermal paper. I guess it's thermal. I hope it's thermal, because otherwise FETs will be overheated. And maybe I should use just normal thermal grease, like on PC. Okay, one moment, I need a screwdriver. And I take a knife just in case. Okay. Looks like all screws are exactly equal, so it should be no difference which one I will use here. Okay, first one is ready. I don't think that this sticky paper can give us good thermal connectivity, but it may be better than nothing. So let's try to use it. Okay. And here we go. Chinese technologies. just one moment before we can start soldering. I'm not sure which resistors are 10K and which resistors are 2K, because I can't read these color codes. I don't know how to do this, so I will just use my multimeter and check if this 2K or 10K. This is a 2K. Okay, this is a 10K. And also let's try LEDs. Big one should be positive. And small contact should be negative. Okay, looks like this is correct. By the way, on the Soviet LEDs it's completely different. It's upside down maybe, because in Soviet LEDs big one was positive and small one was negative, so both of them are working. Okay, good start. So I guess we can start soldering. I will use TS18. It will be powered by power bank. Let's start it. I hope you can see. Okay, it's heating up, and actually it's heating up pretty quickly. So let's start with transistors first again. Here on the board you can see part number. You can see same part number on the transistor. So it should be not a problem at all. I will put a little flux there, just to make sure that all will be soldered nice and easy. I will install both of them. And now solder. You can try this without any flex and maybe it will work, but I prefer to put a little, because it's making soldering much easier. And after that it will be good to wash the board with alcohol, just to remove unneeded flux. Okay, transistors are there. Looks good. Looks good from this side also. Now let's install LEDs. First one. I thought originally that they will be in parallel, but looks like they connected to some different places. Interesting. So if you are only beginner, always remember to check polarity of LEDs, capacitors, electrolytic ones and diodes. LEDs will not light in incorrect polarity. Okay, LEDs are there. Now let's put the capacitors here. And here we have, looks like two capacitors. Electrolytic one, C1, and maybe ceramic, I'm not sure. It looks like holes are too close to each other here, but I only have two capacitors and I have two places for them, so I believe this one should go here. It looks like it not really wants to go there, but who cares if you don't want. Let's try to bend its legs in a little other way. Well, it should be okay now. Let's try again. C2. Okay, here we go. And again, let's solder it there. Up. Okay, capacitors are there. It looks good. And looks like we only have resistors. This is a primary winding, primary. I'm not sure how to call it correctly. Primary coil. It's not looks like coil, but it will be coil. Coil from maybe just one loop. Okay, let's install resistors. I will check myself again. This one should be 10 kilo ohms. Let's try. Yes, this is 10 kilo ohms. Okay, so let's solder 10 kilo ohms first. Well, maybe installing transistor first was not a good idea, because not pretty easy to install one resistor now, but it is there. Okay, no problem. Let's install another one. 10K again. Okay. A little flux again. And soldering. Now let's install remaining two resistors. And we are almost done. Now we can cut the legs of components. And let's install remaining parts. It's not too much remains actually. And then we'll try to test it, if this works or not. But I think I will wash the board with alcohol first. It's a lot of flux here. It can make unwanted connectivity. This one is not easy to solder. Okay, let's try to do this in another way. Okay, here we go. Looks like it's done, mostly. Now we need to install this coil. It has two wires, comes from it, and it's a bit not intuitive for me, but this one with arrow pointed up should be just stay in the air like that. It will be output of high voltage. And this one, we need to clean it out from the insulation. This one will be ground of secondary coil. Okay, let's cover it with solder first. Yep. Not want to. Okay. You don't want to accept some solder on it. Let's try to do this in another way. Let's try to place it on the board first. We need to maybe this sticky paper should help us to hold coil there. I'm not sure. Let's try to make little holders. But I think I will just use thermal glue here after all. Yeah, it will be great to use some other kind of glue here. Okay, let me put the video on the pause. I will glue this up and then we will continue. Okay, let's continue. Secondary coil is glued with hot glue. I just need to solder it and solder first primary coil, and then we can try to test this funny thing. I hope it will work, but who knows? This is Chinese one. Okay, maybe it's not perfect, but there still should be some contact. Okay, now let's try to put primary coil there and make some coil from this wire. Not too long, so I think it will be one loop, yes, like this. If I will try to make another loop, I will just don't have enough wire to finish it. And okay, and thermoglue not holding perfectly. Now I will solder it, put video on the pause again, and glue it little more. In a little more aggressive way. Wait a second. Okay, here we go. Board is assembled and coils are there. Let's try to test it. Because I don't have a correct power source to test it, it should be powered from 15 to 24 volts, and I don't have power adapter with such voltage with the connector like this. I will use 2 lithium ion and 8 AA cells to power it up, because just 8 AA cells will not enough. So let's assemble our power supply. I hope here we have negative at the edges of the barrel, so this should be okay for connecting negative, and power positive at the center of barrel. So let's connect one lithium ion holder here. Come on. Okay. It should looks up, and another lithium ion will come in series with first one. Okay, and let's connect this all to the AA assembly. Okay, we're ready. I hope you can see this. Let me check. Oh, okay. Let's place this like that. Okay. Now I will install lithium ions and see what happens. First one. And here we go. Okay, LEDs are lighting. But it's not. Oh yes, it's generating. I don't sure if you can see this, maybe not, but there is a small corona discharge at the end of secondary coil. It's really small, maybe it's tiny. I'm not sure why. Let's check the voltage of my power source. Maybe it's not enough power. We need to put some additional lithium ions there. 16.6 volts. It should be okay. Should be in range. Okay, let's try to connect some sound source. I'm not sure if you can see this. Oh, it's not focused. I'm not sure if you can see this or not. Ow, it's hot. And as a sound source I will use my old phone, because I'm not sure if these are safe for the sound source or not. So. Okay. Turning on music. So my phone is playing, but I can't hear literally anything. Wait a moment, I will put another lithium ion here. Maybe we don't have enough power. So here we have two another lithium ions. Oh, transistors are extremely hot. So it looks like this device is not very efficient. Okay, let's try to put another lithium-ion cell here and check if it will produce any sound or not. And if not, we can try to put 2 lithium ions, another, but I think it can be too much voltage for this device. Let's try again. Bad contact. Okay, now when we have contact it makes some sound, but it can be my record was stopped. So let's try again. With 3 lithium-ion cells, device is working. It's even starting. It's starting immediately, but it not makes any sound. It not makes any sound, and this corona discharge is very small. Let's try to put another one lithium-ion cell here. So it will be 4 lithium ions and 8 AA batteries. I think it can be too much for this device, but let's try. Anyway, if it will die, anyway it's not working as it should, so let it be. Okay, we are ready to try with 4 lithium ions. Okay, discharge started just when I connect the power, and touch screen of connected mobile phone is completely going crazy. I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it's not understanding what I'm trying to enter. So let's hope music is still playing on the phone. But I cannot hear anything, no just discharge sound or something. There is only a really small corona and nothing more. It hurts if I do like this. It feels very hot, but not too much, so I'm disappointed. I will turn off the lights, so maybe you can see this corona. So let's try again. Music is playing on my phone. Phone is connected to the device. Here we have end of wire, secondary coil wire, and I hope you can see. Here, now it may be better visible. Here we have a small light dot. This is it. But I don't have any corona discharge inside lamp. So this Chinese toy is not working as it should. It can give you a high voltage, yes, it hurts, it feels like something very hot, but it's not playing music, it's overheating pretty quick. I feel this fats very hot. I can try to measure, one moment please. I can try to measure it with pyrometer, but I think it will not show actual picture because this is aluminum and it cannot measure aluminum correctly. About 78-79 degrees of Celsius. I think it's maybe even hotter. But so, does it worth it? Oh, there is a smoke. I will turn it off. Is it worth it? Well, I think no. It's not playing music. It's not making good corona discharge. So don't waste your money. At least on kits like this. If you will see kits like this, don't buy it. It's just a waste of money. Not too much money actually, but it's better to buy beer. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.